So if you've gotten to this point, you've learned about a couple of different types of databases, including databases where you use a controlled vocabulary to do a more focused search, such as PubMed, which uses a controlled vocabulary called MESH. Another type of database is a database where you just do a free text search for your subject, and that the example of that type of database we had was Web of Science. Now we're going to take some of the principles we've learned about database searching and apply them to a totally new database. So I'm going to very briefly present a few new databases for you, and you're going to, after this video, choose one of those databases to explore further. So the first database you can take a look at is Embase, and you can choose this database if you'd like. It's a competitor to PubMed. It's also a very large article database containing all different subjects within biomedicine. It's actually it's larger than PubMed, at least on paper, because Embase started with a core set of journals, around 5,000 journals, which is similar size to PubMed. But then they also searched Medline and include those journals on a regular basis. And Medline is the core part of PubMed. So by including that, they actually put together a larger database which searches through around 7,000 journals. So on paper, it's a bigger database than PubMed. Part of what accounts for that is that it's more developed in the areas around drugs, pharmacology, toxicology, any subject relating to that. You'll find a lot of material in Embase. Much like PubMed, Embase has its own controlled vocabulary. It's called Mtree, and you'll explore that if you explore this database. Another database you can use is the Cochrane library. The Cochrane library is a different type of database since you don't search for articles or original research in Cochrane. Instead, the heart of Cochrane is the systematic review, which is a summary, synthesis, and recommendations based on the best evidence available for healthcare practitioners. So it's in a way, they're a type of review of all the evidence that's out there and the implications for healthcare practice. So it's not a large database compared to databases such as PubMed or Embase. So in a way, there's a certain amount of luck involved in that your topic has to be covered in Cochrane. But if your topic is covered, it's a very interesting way for clinicians to get a good summary of a state of the art of what's the best evidence out there, and these reviews are updated in the databases, so you get up-to-date information. Cinahl is a database you might be interested in choosing if you have a subject relating to nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, or related fields. It covers journal articles, both peer-reviewed journals, other type of articles as well. And you might want to choose it, first of all, it's a good way of filtering the articles so that you're not getting a lot of irrelevant results. Like, for example, if you're searching in PubMed, you'll be searching in many different fields. Here you're focusing on perhaps a field that's more relevant for you. And also, they have their own vocabulary here called Cinahl headings instead of mesh. And this vocabulary is also more suitable for subjects relating to nursing and allied health. So if you have one of those subject areas, you'll probably find better terms to use here in Cinahl. That's another reason to check out the database. Another database you can choose is Psycinfo, and Psycinfo is a very large database which covers psychology, but also many other related fields within social sciences such as social work and business. And so if you have a social science aspect to your topic, it might be worth your while to search in Psycinfo. It doesn't just cover journal articles, it also covers book chapters and other material, and it goes back all the way to the 1800s, so it's a well-established index. It has its own controlled vocabulary, just like PubMed has mesh. Psycinfo has its own vocabulary, and you'll be looking into that if you choose this database. So now it's time to go on with the section. Go ahead, and in the next part, you're going to be choosing your own one of these databases to work with and exploring it further.